Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, June the 13th, 2024. Thursday, June the 13th. Today was a kind of a fill-in day. Melancholy, full of conversations. Yeah. Um, that's how I feel about it, right? We have Stella. She and Alexis happened to meet up at Gregory's or the bench dedicated to Gregory that they bought and put there. Um, and they're talking, kind of reminiscing. And then she ends up talking about Marcus. He was a great love of her life, but she ended up having to go help her sister raise her kids. She don't regret that. And then they kind of came back into each other's life. Remember when Marshall came into her life when his wife was had Alzheimer's, and then his wife ended up falling in love with Mike and the whole nine yards. But the funny thing is, after uh Marcus's wife died, Stella and Marcus didn't get together. He had been with his wife for so long. I think they just pretty much fizzed him out, you know. But Stella had just found out that he died over the past weekend. So the news kind of hit her, and she just knew she had to get out and get some air. And she sat at the bench because she thought it was beautiful the way it overlooked the park. She says she didn't even realize it was Gregory's bench until after she had been there for a while. And Alexis says she was just not Alexis. Tracy says she had been walking. Probably called her Alexis earlier too, but Tracy says she had been walking, and she likes the peace, wanted to come feel closer to Gregory. And so they talk. I like the fact that they're making them girlfriends, that they each have each other to talk to because Tracy really has none, right? Finn is her friend, but right now she already knows Finn is in no condition to be her friend. And outside of Finn, that's it for Tracy as far as friends go. So it's really good. And Cody is probably starting to be her friend. But it was a good top conversation. Curtis goes to Pentonville to visit Heather. And Heather, she didn't know who he was. And he had to tell her he was Trina Robinson's father. And then she knew. And I mean, she is actually full of remorse. I'm telling you, the actress, uh, Allie Mills, playing Heather, she's doing a darn good job playing Heather. As a matter of fact, she is my best actress to me playing Heather. For a long time, to me, nobody could replace the original Heather actress, but Allie can, and she's doing a good job. So much so as Curtis was, throwing his darts, and she kind of like call me a bullseye chart because I deserve it, right? And she was taking them. And she deeply apologized, even though she said these words are not enough. But I want you to know I truly mean them. And honestly, he was the one that told her Laura's trying to get her case reopened. She didn't know. And she says, I'll call Laura and tell her to stop. But as she might, and what Laura's going to do is she's going to tell her, no, look, if you're going to end up behind bars, let it be because the judge decides that's where you need to be after all of this evidence. I mean, I understand where Laura's coming from. And that's all I'm going to say. I do. But this holier than thou Laura, it's only good for so long, for so much. Come on, Laura. So anyway, we have Diane, um, Fritz or whatever the guy's name is that does the gossip column. He wanted to celebrate with Alexis, bought her some champagne, and she's like, "If you knew anything about me, you know I don't drink, so I won't be sharing a drink with you or anyone else." And she was saying how the mayor is upset because somehow that information on her requesting those records was private. It had to specifically have been leaked. And he's like, "Look, is she saying it's untrue? Is there anything we wrote untrue?" And she says, "Well, the mayor says she is not trying to get that sentence overturned." And she's in question as to how did that information Get out. And he's like, Psh, look, we're good investigation, whatever, right? Is she asking for a retraction? Is she and Alexa's just like, no, please. And that's when Diane came in because Diane says, I would like to know the answer to this too. Because he goes, what is the mayor's intentions then? And that's when Diane says, I would like to know the answer to that too. So Alexis tells him to, pretty much don't let the door hit him where the doorknob could. And then my blind dog can't get out the door because I got my little pocket door almost closed, y'all. Hang on for one quick second so I can let her out. Okay, let her out. For those of you that don't know, I have a that's on Instagram and TikTok. I have a 15-and-a-half-year-old Yorkshire Terrier who's on her, last days, been that way for a year and a half. Go figure. But things are really starting to go downhill with her. Anyway. So now, uh, Alexis talks to Diane, and Diane was saying, what are you doing looking into it? She goes, I'm only Laura gave me this file because Diane sees the file. How'd you get that file? Is that what your gossip columnist editor gave you? She goes, no, Laura Collins did. I'm just checking it out. That's it for Laura. And she goes, why? Why wouldn't Laura ask, may I say, a actual lawyer questions? And so Alexis is like, I don't know, but she asked me. I barely skimmed it, but there is some kind of precedent in there. And Diane was like, and you would think you would stay out of it. Like as one of the victims who barely survived, one of her victims who barely survived. And Alexis says, look, I don't have a license, but I'm telling you, you are the one who set precedents in this case. And Diane's like, what are you talking about? How could I be the one that set precedents? And Alexis remind her the state against James Franco. You argued that his medical condition caused him to do those things. And once that tumor was removed, he was no longer a threat to society. And Diane was like, oh my God, her own brilliant work can be used to get Heather off. And Alexis says, all it takes is a good attorney that knows about that case. And they have a great foothold. So Diane is realizing, oh, doggone it, man. But it is the truth. It honestly is the truth. So now we have Christina, her and Blaze are fantasizing about if the baby were theirs, what kind of apartment would they have, yada, yada, yada. Right? Molly comes knocking on the door crying. Well, not crying, but upset. I need to talk to my sister. I didn't know you were going to be here, Allie, but of course you're in her life. And Allie says, I could go make some phone calls. Molly says, no, you're like de facto sister stay. So she's saying how she and TJ just aren't in sync. And, how is she to be able to not read his mind? Or she can't read his mind. He says he's okay with something. He never told her he wasn't. And now in the ninth hour, he wants to say he's not okay. And Christina just point blank, you're talking about me being a surrogate, the surrogate. I'm the reason why you and TJ, after all these years, are not in sync. And then we talk about the high school sweetheart thing, and we've always been in sync, always. And now blah, blah, blah. She goes, but this is temporary. I know. He and I will work it out. We're going to work it out. We're going to get back in sync. But I hope so. I mean, I don't know. We now are really looking at how much have we been communicating? I'm looking at that. And she goes, I've talked to you enough. I got to get back to work. And I'm thinking, why didn't you go talk to your mother, stupid? Because what exactly happened when she left that room, Christina's telling Blaze, look, if mommy and TJ are about to split up, I got to think about what are my rights? What is my responsibility towards this baby? Wait a minute. What do I need to do? She's like, to protect this one, if those two, because they're not married, they're domestic partners, right? So that's going to be interesting, and it's starting. So that pretty much is it. There's nothing else that happened. I am going to go to comment corner, comment corner. I'm not going to get through all of those comments, but I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to go to the top. Judy says, Molly and TJ are going to be parents. Oh boy, Christina is going to keep that baby. Wendy says, I don't think they are ready to be parents. They have demanding careers and it seems to be a bit selfish. I honestly don't think they're ready either. I'm with you. Michelle says, I wanted to know, did the first woman that TJ and Molly picked, who claimed to have lost the baby, did she use Molly's egg? Because the only person I feel sorry for in this whole mess is Molly. Because in the end, Christina is not going to give the baby up, and I could see TJ taking Christina to court. Lisa says they used an egg. No, they couldn't use the egg of Molly's. That's why Christina, what made Christina such a good surrogate, because it would have Molly's bloodline and TJ's too. Now TJ is going to know that he will flip out. Um, Lori says TJ is taking Christina to court. Will get messy. I'm ready for messy. Yeah, me too. Now, the first surrogate, they used a donor egg, so it wasn't her. But trust me, the way that happened, I think that chick did not lose that baby. TJ's gonna have a grown child coming up to him in 20 years, right? And P. Merle says, I say, I let's just end this. There must there must be pissed off relatives of Heather's victims out there. There is. The cops' parents are one. Let them take care of Heather. Woo, that don't mean they killers now. I might be pissed off and want justice, but I'm not no killer. Myself, everybody. Lisa says, Sonny did leave out so much of the story. Now Sonny will be so much, wait, so will be so such of daddy Sonny to Christina. Okay, I get that. He will give her gifts and apologize. Sonny needs his meds fixed. This story has dragged out too long. It really has. I don't like it. Lori says, no one has even mentioned his meds lately. Not Dante or Christina. They're not even showing him and Ava. What's happening, how erratic he is at home. Winnie says, yes, I'm so done with everyone ignoring the fact that he is on meds for mental health situations. He is acting irrational, emotionally upset, yet no one says, hey, maybe you need to get your meds bumped up a notch. I hope the writers end this soon. And then JaCarly says to Wendy, Carly tried, but Sonny didn't want to listen. She did. She told him, you need your blood drawn because your medication needs to be adjusted. Carly told him that right off the bat. But Sonny himself, as a person that's been taking medication for years, should know something is off with them. Exactly. They are always playing with medication doses, doctors, to get you right back. Because, as you get older, sometimes the body changes. P. Merle says, I'm really disappointed in TJ today. After that heart-wrenching discussion, he can't even hug his wife and tell her he loves her. Nope, you mean his domestic partner, though. Maybe they're both too selfish to be parents right now. Surrogacy laws were put in place for a good reason. And Hello There says they aren't even married. It's a domestic partnership, which makes it even more stupid. TRDR says, I'm not liking TJ at all. He's a jerk to Molly. I don't like him either. Lisa says, I totally see why Cody and Sasha would go to the Metrocourt pool. Living where you work has its pros and its cons. Cody really needs to tell Mac so he could enjoy his family. Because like a brother to Maxie and uncle to James. And then Lori says, Cody's better say something. He will love him unconditionally once he's over the shock. Yeah, that is so definitely true. And then we have, let's see, over the shock. Let me see where we are. Okay, I kind of lost my place there with comment corner. And then Lisa says TJ is going to mess up big time with Christina if he tries to tell her who she can and cannot see and what to eat and when to sleep. Molly's totally telling TJ that they could lose the rights to the baby. He is going to screw this up. Yes, he is. Good for him, right? And Wendy says all they have to do was to wait until they find someone else. They were in such a hurry. If Christina wasn't the right person, why not wait? They act they act like she's horrible, and uh they get on my nerves. TJ needs to take several seats. And Sandy says, no prison hospital has been able to hold Heather. No prison or hospital has been able to hold Heather. She walks out anytime she wants and sends someone to for a dirt nap. Heather has always been crazy and it has nothing to do with her hip. All this time, Jason has been back. We still haven't seen haven't gotten or he we still haven't gotten a sit down conversation with Jason and Sunny. Well, we know why. He has never asked Jason why he is an informant. Christina is keeping that baby. And then P. Merle says, spot on with poor, misunderstood Heather. That woman is a menace to society. Yes, she has and always has been. And let's see. We have Lisa says again, oh no, Blaze says the wrong thing for Molly and TJ to tell Christina that she wishes the baby was theirs. DB says, did you see the say less in Christina's eyes? Like, oh, I know, I can make this happen for us, right? That's what she was looking like. And then DL says, I'm really not liking the direction these new writers have taken Ava and Valentine. What Ava? What Valentine? Right? Um, all that hard work and previous writing did they did to redeem Ava is out the window. They will place these characters onto a wall and either kill them off unacceptable. And then Lori says, I want Mara West to stay on General Hospital until she's old like Helena. And she's not as bad as Helena. Now, little Helena called Charlotte will be, right? Wendy says, yeah, in 6 months, they will try to bring her back as a twin. And I mean, a look-alike, or they thought she was dead because Miss West needs to stay on board. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have her go anywhere, everybody. And that's it for Comment Corner, Comment Corner. Everybody go in and read all the comments. I didn't get up to Denzel's today, but he did a nice long comment. As usual, read those comments of everybody, though. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.